I'm just arrived here in Marrakesh and I'm going to pick up a car which I rented for the itinerary through Morocco. I'm going to tell you everything about renting a car here in Marrakesh, stay in Marrakesh with a car and then driving around. But let's start straight away with the location actually of the rental companies. If you fly to Marrakesh, there are two parking areas where you collect the car. You see here the exit of Marrakesh airport. There's parking number 1, which is here on my back, where you find all the major players, international companies like Hertz, Avis and the likes. And then you go to parking number 2, which is on the back, and that's where usually they collect you or they take you the car, the local companies. In my case today I book a local company, so I'm gonna go to the parking number 2, which is about 50 meters from the parking number 1. The cost of renting a car here in Marrakesh goes from 15 to 30 euros for an economy car, and then it can go up based on the model. My suggestion is to bargain around because there is quite a big difference in prices on both international and the local companies. I usually use an aggregator website, which basically it's like an Airbnb of cars where the users like myself, we can send feedback, so every single rental company has a rating which goes from 5 to 10 stars, which is absolutely great because you know that if you're gonna rent from a 5 star, it's gonna be a little bit fishy. If you go 8 and above, and that's what I usually do, you get a better service. I'm gonna leave a link of this website in the video description. Have a check, maybe you find the car that works for you. And remember, book well in advance because cancellation is free of charge anyway. So it's better to book your car and also your accommodation in advance. One suggestion I can give you straight away is to buy a SIM card as soon as you step out. There are 3 operators on the left side. What I usually do actually is to have an eSIM that I activate as soon as I land. It's much easier. You don't need to be a disc jockey, it's just changing all of these SIM cards and then possibly losing the most important one back home. Having data is very, very important, obviously, because you will need for navigation. You can also download the Google Maps and this will save you some data into your card. But overall, you need really data once you're in Morocco because WhatsApp is widely used here to meet, for example, to pick up the car or to get the keys of your accommodation. And what about possible scams when you rent a car in Marrakesh? The first one that I want to mention is petrol. Most of the rentals offer the car with a full for full policy, which means you're gonna pick up a car with a full tank and you need to give it back with a full tank, which is absolutely fine. But if you provide a tank with a like for like policy, which means you need to give it back with the same amount of petrol that was originally in the car. Now, this is almost impossible to do it, but in saying that, it's really a small scam because worst case scenario, you're gonna lose on 2-3 liters of petrol, which is just 5 euros. The second scam, which is much bigger, is when the rental companies try to charge you for pre-existing damages. So they give you the car with pre-existing dents or scratches, and when you give it back, they're gonna claim that you have done it. And they're gonna claim the damage is 200-300 euros, 500 euros, or if it's a big one, even 1,000 euros. There are 2 things that you can do in this case. First and most importantly, try to make as many photos as you can and videos of the exterior and the interior of the car. So when you drop off the car, you can always prove that that damage they claim that you did it was actually pre-existing on the car. The second thing that I really suggest is to organize a full insurance. You may have it already into your credit card, so you check your credit card if it's part of your policy. Just be aware that sometimes you need to contact the credit card dealer to activate your insurance before actually you start your trip. I personally don't have it in the credit card, and what I usually do is activate a full insurance on the website that I usually rent the car and I mentioned previously, down in the video description. And in that case, a full insurance costs just 8 euros, which is absolutely a peace of mind. The third alternative that you have is to do it at the rental desk, but that is gonna cost you between 20 and 30 euros per day. Now, having a full insurance is absolutely peace of mind, not only for the scam, but also if you damage the car meanwhile you're renting it. Because as I said, a small dent or a small scratch can cost you 200, 300 or even 500 euros, which is a charge that absolutely you don't want to have at the end of your holiday. If you're in Marrakesh, you're looking for petrol, there are plenty of options around. You can look for gas or gas station on Google Maps and you will see all of them. There are also a few scattered around the airport, but they tend to charge a little bit higher price than the ones in the city, like this one here on my back or outside the city. All petrol stations are served. Probably you see a guy putting the petrol maybe in a car or cleaning the car for you. So you don't really need to step out from the car, you just say what you want, if you want it full, or you give the amount that you want to put into the car. As easy as that. Finding parking in Marrakesh is not that complicated if you are not close to the Medina, to the old part of town. But once you are close to the Medina, you need to find a parking area like this one, La Kutubia, next to the minaret, very easy going. The cost is about 5 euros for the day. But if you leave it for 24 hours, because maybe you have a hotel inside, then it's gonna cost you between 8 and 10 euros. I'm talking here about euros mostly because 10 of the local currency is equal to 1 euro. Now my suggestion here, if you plan to spend a few days in Marrakesh, you should postpone the renting of the car just after that. For example, on this present trip, we rented a car, we drove around Marrakesh and to the coast, and we left the city just for the last day, so we gave back the car, and now we are enjoying the city without the car. By the way, for more information about driving in Morocco, I've done a dedicated video that I'm gonna put in the corner somewhere around here. When you rent a car in Marrakesh, there are a few destinations that are close to the city which are absolutely spectacular. Let's start with the coast. Just 3 hours from Marrakesh there is Essaouira with a beautiful Medina, old town, amazing fortified walls, an incredible fish market, definitely a destination you want to see. Around 2 hours north of Essaouira there is Walidia, which is a beautiful lagoon with shallow clear water, a great destination if you're traveling with kids, but also there are a few options for surfing, so you have really a lot in Walidia. 1 hour north you have El Jadida, if you want to experience more of a genuine destination, again with a Medina, fortified walls, but it's not really a touristic destination, which means you're going to experience more of a local character of Morocco. I've actually organized a video to visit all of these destinations in 10 days that I'm going to put probably somewhere here on the corner. 3 hours north of Marrakesh you can also visit Casablanca, the famous lighthouse, the Hassan Mosque. If you drive 2 hours east of Marrakesh you have the Atlas Mountains, where there are plenty of destinations like the Enlil Valley, the Atlas Studios where they film important movies like for example The Gladiator. If you drive 4 hours in you have a beautiful fortified town of Ouarzazate, which is considered to be the gateway to the Sahara Desert. In saying that, if you really want to experience the Sahara Desert you need to at least drive 7 to 8 hours. But don't be worried, if you're looking for a desert experience I suggest in 1 hour from Marrakesh the Agafé Desert, and that's where you can organize for example a camel ride. So as you see, renting a car in Marrakesh is going to give you lots of freedom to go either west, north, south or east of the city and experience so many things of the country. So we just gave back our car to the rental company, we finished our trip, fantastic experience. An interesting thing is that we could agree with the rental company to give back the car straight into the city of Marrakesh, because to be honest with you, you don't need a car in Marrakesh because the old town, the Medina, is not accessible by car anyway, and you don't want to venture in these small lanes. So I see you in the next video, so remember to subscribe to the channel for the next video, and I'll see you soon.